Brean is another seaside town in Somerset that sometimes stands out for all the wrong reasons. Some people say it's quite scruffy, some people say it's outdated, and I've even seen the phrase Chav City knocking about online. Neighbouring campsites like Pontins have given it quite a bad reputation when it comes to accommodation as well. But I want to see what it's really like staying here in 2026. So grab your tracksuit and your vape and let's go. This is our home for the weekend. The tin can accommodation that most Brits know and love, well, if you're working class maybe. This caravan was based on the Unity Beach site, which is basically in the centre of Brean. This was booked through the Sun holidays, which made it so cheap. Again, this was Friday to Monday at the end of March for only £80. The standard of this caravan was pretty high. I think this was classed as their comfort one on the Sun holidays, which actually translated to their gold standard. We've never had a setup like this with a caravan. The layout almost had a separate kitchen and living space, so it did feel pretty premium, to be honest. The kitchen had a lot more in it than like a smaller caravan. It had a full-size fridge and freezer, and the kettle and toaster were modern, and it even had red and white wine glasses, which really pleased me. I wasn't expecting that. And then it had 4 bedrooms, so it had 2 double bedrooms like this, and then it had the twin rooms as well, with the narrow beds that are pretty standard. It also had 2 bathrooms. One was just a toilet, and then this one which had the shower and an additional toilet. The radiator was a bit rusty, but let's just ignore that. And then this was the other toilet. It was literally side by side with one another, so it probably didn't need to. There were a couple of marks and a hair that we noticed and some stains on the linens, but what can you expect for £80? Just got your ass in. S-O-M.
Double M?
Josh has got dyslexia.
Double M?
No, it's one. You live in Somerset. S-O-M-E-R. S-E-T.
Yeah, I can end it.
Getting a bit small at the end. Way. We've just walked from our campsite, Unity Beach, all along the beach to Brean Down. We didn't actually realise how far it is. Kind of set off without any water or a snack. We were dying for a pint. There was no pub along the seafront. We kind of thought there would be. And the only one that we did find was closed because it's off season. So there you go. But we've got this amazing spot now. It is really quiet here and it feels basically like where we were in Burnham. It just feels like we're just further along the beach. I think I underestimated how close Burnham and Brean were together, but we're going to the theme park tomorrow because it's the first day that it opens, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to be like big kids tomorrow. Parkour. Does it look cool up here?
Yes.
Well, that was worth coming up for in the end. We did kick our toys out of the pram about being up here and being thirsty and not having a snack. But that sunset, I have to say, was worth it. And it probably is one of the best places to catch a sunset in Somerset. But we've got a plan to get back. We're going to go to a Haven caravan site just down here. I don't even know if they'd be able to see that. But apparently there's a bus stop outside, so we might be able to get a bus back to Unity Beach and have some food. That's all. That's all.
That's all good.
Ooh.
Here's Grace.
That's how it's done. We're not going to be able to get the bus. We've mistimed that as well, unfortunately. And we'd be waiting around till 8:30, which kind of defeats the whole point of getting the bus. Something that people complain about when they come to Brean Theme Park is that sometimes the rides are shut, and I have to be honest, the big roller coaster behind me, which is like the main event, is actually shut. So probably disappointing for some people. We're still having a good time and enjoying it, but there is some truth to that, unfortunately. We're having a whale of a time. We are genuinely acting like big kids. I think we're the oldest people here without children that are going on the rides, but it's all part of it. I'd say we've already been on about, how many rides have we been on? 4 or 5? Trying to get our money's worth. We paid about £28 for a ticket to get in, and that gave us access to rides all day, or it was about £32 if you pay when you're actually here. We bought them in advance, so you get 10% off. Brean Theme Park is known for being the UK's largest free admission theme park. That's their claim to fame. You can walk around and go on the rides individually. You don't need to buy the wristband. This is what the wristband looks like. Interestingly, we were not really expecting to come here because in early 2026, it was announced that the theme park had gone into liquidation. So we didn't think there was any chance of it being open, but this is the first day that it's open. This is currently the 21st of March. I'm not sure about the rationale for it going into liquidation. Like, if you're local, maybe like let us know in the comments what's going on. Is it staying open? Is it closing? I'm not sure. It'd be such a shame if it did close, because I remember coming here when I was really young. I sort of remember it, but I feel like this is the kind of place that's been open for so many years that it's the kind of place you'd come as a kid and then bring your kids, and it's like that generational thing. So I think it would be a real shame if it went. And Unity Beach, the caravan site that it's like attached to, is a real big reason to come here. So it would be strange if it did go. So I guess watch this space. But we're going to continue making the most of our wristbands. I want to double the cost of what it would have been if we went on. Yeah, double the cost of what everything it would have cost if we paid individually.
£60 worth of rides.
Rides? Yeah, I want to go on £60 worth of rides. I'm 33, so the rides feel quite scarier now than they did when I was younger. I don't know, you feel them more in your body or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. After all of that adrenaline, the hunger descended fast, so we went to the clubhouse to have some lunch, and we had Caesar salads and shared this giant garlic bread. I have to say, the food was really delicious. The garlic bread in particular was really garlicky, and the bread was so fluffy. I wasn't expecting much from the clubhouse food, but I would recommend it. The rest of Unity Beach was also great. It's a huge site with so many facilities for families, especially if you've got younger kids. I'll bring up a map to show you everything that's here. We've just come to Cafe 33, which is a place that's really tucked away in Brean. I wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for someone who commented on my Burnham video. I've forgotten who it is, but thanks for that. But we've just sort of came in and ordered 2 paninis, £8.95, and it came with chips and side salad. I think that's an absolute steal. So this one's a tuna melt. This one's chicken, bacon, and avocado, I think. Is that right, Josh?
Just chicken bacon.
No, it's just chicken bacon. It's like almost like a converted barn. It's really busy. We're here on a sunny Sunday, and it's full outside, and yeah, round in here. Very popular place, but really affordable. This looks amazing, to be honest. Well earned after the walk we just did. Just wanted to say that was a top recommendation. That panini was so filling, and the chips were like really good pub chips. Everything was just cooked really well. They also had loads of events and things on, and apparently this is attached to like the cycle path from Brean Down. So really good area to come. It'd be nice to bring bikes and cycle along the path, and this would be a really good place to stop off. Yeah, highly recommend Cafe 33 in Brean. Brean Down is a natural headland that stretches about 1.5 miles out onto the Bristol Channel, just south of Weston-super-Mare. It's owned and managed by the National Trust, and today it's a popular spot for walking, with views across to South Wales and back along to the Somerset coastline. The down itself is made of limestone and has been used for thousands of years, with the evidence of activity here dating back to prehistoric times. But the most noticeable feature is right at the end, Brean Down Fort. The fort was built in the 1860s during a period when Britain was concerned about a possible invasion from France under Napoleon III. It formed part of a wider chain of coastal defences known as the Palmerston Forts, designed to protect key ports and shipping routes. The fort was equipped with heavy artillery and positioned to control the Bristol Channel, but it was never used in combat. In fact, not long after it was completed, an explosion during routine maintenance badly damaged part of the structure. Although it was repaired, the fort was eventually decommissioned. It was brought back into use during both the First and Second World Wars, mainly as a lookout though, and a testing site, rather than as a frontline defence. Today, the remains of the fort are open to the public and they're really cool to explore. You can walk through the old gun positions, explore all of the separate buildings, and get a sense of how it would have operated. There's a lot of graffiti, if that's your thing. So while Brean Down is a great place for views and walks, especially at sunset, it's also a site with a long and varied history, from prehistoric settlement to Victorian defence and into the modern day. Final thoughts on Brean. I'm going to try and be balanced and honest as usual. On the whole, again, me and Josh have had a great time. The sunsets are phenomenal. I know people talk about the sunsets in this area. I can definitely see why. I mean, you'll have seen with some of the footage. If you want to see a good sunset over the sea, this is definitely the area to come. I feel like there's two sides to Brean. There's that Brean Down, like where I am now with like the National Trust bit, is gorgeous, especially on a sunny day, and this walk is well worth doing. The beach area is fantastic. It stretches for miles and it's really nice to walk along. If you don't like caravans, you're definitely not gonna like Brean. It is full of caravan sites. The one that we're staying on, Unity Beach, seems like the biggest one, but I'm not sure, to be honest. There seems to be a lot at the Unity Beach one. Is it scruffy? I don't think so. And I don't even think it's outdated either, really. The campsite that we're on, they're developing it, and the clubhouse and everything is really modern. I was expecting it to be a little bit more outdated, considering some of the stuff that I read. I would say it's predominantly filled with young families, and I can see why. It's affordable for a start, plenty to do. You're right next to the beach. It's quiet. It's got that coastal charm that you'd expect. If I was being picky, the Caravan wasn't the cleanest, but for the price that we paid, it's such good value for money. Thanks to everyone that subscribed from the Burnham video. I feel like that video really took off. It got featured in the local press, and by the time you watch this, I will have had a radio interview for BBC Somerset as well. Hopefully the channel will get a little bit more exposure through that. And if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on Brean? Do you think I've summarised it all right? Is this your idea of hell? Is this your idea of heaven? Let me know, and I will see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.